Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Toy Talk. Now, I haven't done a Toy Talk episode in a while, but this time I've got a set of things that I want to show you that fits under that category. So let's get started. Um, I'm sure most of you, and hopefully all of you, remember the 70s TV show The Brady Bunch. Now, I'm sure you may not have seen it when it was on the air, but in reruns, possibly, like I did. So there's a company that was called Classic TV Toys that made a set of dolls for the Brady Bunch. And this was in around 2004. They are 8-inch dolls, and they made a set. And I'll show you this one first. This is the Greg doll. And they have a lot of pictures on the back, pictures from the show that you may or may not be able to see. I'm not sure how well you can see those. And also pictures of all the dolls that were available. Now, you may notice that there's one character who is not pictured in these pictures. And if you're familiar with this Brady Bunch image, then you'll know that that's Mr. Brady, who's Robert Reed, of course. And Robert Reed had already passed away at the time that these dolls came out, and I believe either they didn't have permission from his estate, or the estate, didn't want his image involved in this. I don't know. But and it's sad to me that he wasn't included, but everyone else was. So you see all these over here. Of course, you've got Greg and Alice and Mrs. Brady and Marcia and Peter and Jan and Bobby and Cindy. So you've got all those other 8 characters. And I'm not sure why, but all of these have come off the. And I don't think I took them off. I think they came off on their own just through the way it was packaged, I guess. So the good news is, and I don't think these dolls are worth a lot. I'm not really worried about that. I just liked it because I thought that was cool to have a set of dolls of the Brady Bunch. So I want to show you these. Now, if you're familiar with Mego toys, which of course I love Mego toys from the 70s. They did so many great sets like Planet of the Apes and World's Greatest Superheroes for DC, and they also did some Marvel figures, and even the Waltons and so on and so on. So these are in the style of that. So here's Greg, and I don't think these dolls are certainly not the best likeness of these people, but I think they're still cool, and the outfits are nice. They're cloth outfits. That's one of the things Mego was famous for. They do have the shoes and pants, and they have somewhat of a mobility. They certainly have articulation, and their hands can move, their legs can move, and sometimes bend like this. I mean, this has not been worked with much, so it's probably a little stiff. But yeah, that's Greg. Okay, let me show you some of the others. And by the way, if you notice some boxes in the background, I'm moving some stuff around and doing some rearranging, so that's why. Oh, here is, by the way, Cindy, the youngest girl in the group, or in the family, I mean. And she always had, or almost always had, pigtails, so, they did pigtails and cut and put her in these overalls. Kind of cute. She reminds me of Buffy from Family Affair for some reason. I don't know why. But I don't remember exactly what that person looked like. Little purple outfit and little white shoes. So yeah, that's supposed to be Cindy Brady. So stick her in there. And then we've got the famous Alice. I like to call her Alice Brady, but she really wasn't a Brady, just part of the Brady clan. Here's Alice in her uniform. She was the housekeeper slash cook, and obviously very witty. The head on this seems a little big, and the neck, they really do have a neck, but it's small, so it just looks like a head on some shoulders and the rest of her body. And she always wear her hair kind of swept up in the back. This, you can kind of tell that, but it looks from the front more just like a short haircut. So I wish they would have done a little better job on that. And she was always in a skirt, so they do have. Now you can see the joints of these a little bit, so they're kind of like articulated, made to move dolls. But I think these are a little more. Oops, I dropped a shoe. Just a second. Alice's shoe fell off, so I'm gonna put that back on her before I lose it. But yeah, I think these are a little bit like that. So we got Alice here. And moving on, I'll set these over here. Here's Mrs. Brady. And she's actually partially still attached, but then they come out the bottom anyway. So they've got her in a purple jumpsuit. And one of the things about her that I don't care for is her hair looks gray to me. There goes another shoe. I'll get it later. Anyway, here is Mrs. Brady. And by the way, they do have metal snaps on these clothes, which is a little unusual for, this late time period. So I don't know if they were trying to do that to make it look like it would have in the 70s for toys. In the 70s, they would have had usually always the metal snap. So that was Mrs. Brady. By the way, here is, Bobby Brady, the youngest boy. It sort of goes with Cindy. And actually, this one I think looks more like Bobby than most of the other dolls do, in the face at least. I mean, the way this clothes fit him, they make him look a little chubby, but no, he's not really chubby, the doll or the boy. He's just squat in this doll. The doll is squat. And I like his shirt they've got him in. The pants just don't fit well, and that belt is kind of good for a 70s belt because it's big and clunky. And they tended to be big and clunky. Okay, and then the last boy is Peter. Let me get him over here. And again, actually, yeah, his face is really pretty good. I think he looks a lot like the actor what did at that point. Again, the clothes are a little big. He's got some great red tennis shoes on, by the way, which really don't match this outfit, but I think I do like them other than that. So he's got this outfit that's a little too big, especially the shirt. It's kind of hiked up on him, but maybe it just needs tucked in a little better. But overall, I think this is a great set of dolls. I really do. And they seem pretty sturdy for the type of doll. Now, Migos were known for, over time tending to, I don't want to say fall apart, but they were put together inside with rubber bands. And as we all know, after many years, rubber bands tend to break. They get hard and they break. And so you have to be, I have some Migos up here on top shelf. And you have to be really careful with those when they're from, 70s. That's a long time. And if you move them too much, then they can easily break. Okay, the last two dolls of this set, we've got Jan Brady, the middle girl. And she's, by the way, they're all on a different color background. Although I will say that Bobby and Cindy are two different colors of green. But Jan is on orange. Now, you remember she was the famous middle child or middle girl and always had an issue with that. This doesn't really look a lot like the actress. I like how they did her hair, I will say that. That's kind of nice. Although I'm sure this is pretty cheap hair. Now, Jan's belt is not cinched right now, so I have to try to fix that later. But anyway, I like the colors they put her in. It's very vibrant. And look at these shoes. Those are pretty nice. Kind of sandals, But yeah, very nice. And then the last one, I say for last, Jan's nemesis, is Marsha. Which, by the way, is where today when people say Russia, well, that's where they got that from. Marsha was the famous beautiful older sister, and all the boys liked her except when she got hit in the face with a football and her nose got huge by her brother Greg, I believe it was, that threw that. Didn't mean to throw it at her, but it did still hit her She came in at an inopportune moment and got hit in the face. Right now, though, her nose is not huge here. This, again, to me, does not look a lot like her. Maybe a little bit, but something with the nose and the mouth is just not quite right. And she's got those famous 70s striped pants that were just god awful, honestly. But but it's kitschy in a good way for the doll. So yeah, this is the Brady Bunch figures by Classic Toy Company. Let me see what they're actually called. Classic TV Toys is what it is, and it's classictvtoys.com. They had a lot of other sets that you might be interested in. And overall, like I said, I think they're done pretty well, just not the best likenesses. So, I hope you enjoyed something a little different today. And you guys take care and have a great week. I'll see you another time. Bye.